positive economic growth in the United States and signs of possible growth in China have boosted fuel demand sentiment. Now, this has seen the oil price ease by mid-morning trade after jumping to the highest level since December in the previous season. For more details on what's moving the markets, Grant Nader, Senior Fund Manager at Benguela Global Fund Managers, joins us. Grant, very good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time. Petrol prices are forecast to rise in February. How much of this is due to the movement of global oil prices?
Good afternoon, Paul. Yeah, certainly we had a lovely stretch last year, September, October, November, where the oil price was falling consistently, the rand was strengthening. But what we've seen over the last month at least is that both the rand and the oil price have, the rand has weakened and the oil price has strengthened, which is a poor combination when it comes to over 5% if you put the two together. So that suggests we've been under-recovering somewhat in the current price, and then, the way they work is they have an over and under recovery, so we have these leads and lags, and so we'll see an increase next month. It doesn't preclude, a cut thereafter, but certainly they've been under-recovering given the rand and oil price moves, so not too much of a surprise, unfortunately.
Yeah, so the judgment of the International Court of Justice in the Middle East conflict today doesn't have any impact on investor sentiment about South Africa, since it was this very country that took the matter to the International Court.
And this is an interesting one. From what I understand, it will give us something of a moral high ground, or a sort of a global tick in the righteous standing. We are being well received in many ways from taking this matter up. But to be honest, I don't believe it's going to impact the markets. It's certainly not going to drive inflows of investment into this country, and certainly not into the market. But nonetheless, it is an opportunity for us to at least look good on the global stage, which perhaps we haven't done for quite some time. So it won't be a negative from where I'm sitting.
Okay. Let's take a look at company news. Pharmacy group Disam is selling its head office for 500 million rand. What's behind that move?
So they've, as you often find with these family groups that have been built up over time, a lot of the properties they've owned have been owned by founders and or family members and or related parties over the years, directors, etc. And so what they've been doing is there was a lot of criticism around this, especially during COVID. And so they've made a strategic decision to unwind all of these intricate inter-party leases and relationships, and actually take ownership of their strategic assets, which are the head office building and their most important warehouses and distribution centers. So this is a step in that direction. They've done a couple of these deals before. This is a very large one, but it's actually strategically, I think it's positive, and I think it just unwinds some of this related party transaction that you don't really want to see as an investor. So it's a positive move, and it's not unexpected.
On the other end, PayPal CEO is following Microsoft's AI strategy and turning to AI-driven products in efforts to boost growth. What markets are they gunning for first?
So what looks to me, the plan here is PayPal's got a great user base. It's quite significant. It's still one of the largest in the world, but they've struggled to extract value from it, and the transactional fees have been getting compressed in the fintech space. And so the strategy here is to harness this incredibly rich user data that they've got, this merchant data, and find a way to interrogate that data in a way that adds further value. So they're going to run this through their AI platforms and use it to sell to merchants the ability to advertise. So they're going after people who've already bought something. They know what you bought, they know where you bought it, and they go to the merchant and say, I think you should sell Grant, offer this product to him, he likes this kind of thing, he's a sporty guy, or whatever the case may be. And they'll sell advertising and value-added services through this platform. So the idea is good. I think the reality is this data has been there for a long time. Data analytics has been there for a long time. So this is something they should have been doing all along, and it's all going to boil down to implementation. So it could be positive. But it's not a groundbreaking invention here, but it could obviously add some value to a company that's been struggling to grow margins and profitability.
I see. Now, the Lewis Group has released a trading statement today. How do they look?
Once again, surprisingly good. Lewis is always manages to show decent results, and I think what stood out for me was cash sales came under pressure. The UFO business is their sort of leading cash retailer component, and the traditional brands that they have on Lewis and Furniture and the like and JD, they are more credit driven, and what we saw was credit sales were strong again, and I guess that's a sign of the times for the consumer. It shows you that consumers are still stretched, but if you're able to offer them that growth through, or that ability to buy things through credit, that's offering them a service. And so that grew sales fairly strongly. I think the revenue for the group was up over 8%. We did see the sort of credit expenses rising, so there is some increased debt there, but offsetting that is a significant increase in their interest earning and the insurance income. So overall, it was actually a very strong result, very characteristic of the difficult environment and the constrained consumer, but I think they are navigating well, and they drove some decent growth numbers in the context of that.
Yeah, very well. Thank you so much for your time and that breakdown. Grant Nader there, Senior Fund Manager at Benguela Global Fund Managers, giving us a sense of what the very latest in the world of business is looking like. Let's take